Here it comes. I am so pissed off right now. I could strangle a bunny rabbit. It is true that I knew about the Fregus plot beforehand, but I had only just learned about it. That's a lie too. I'm going to use the exact same piece of evidence. On the day of the murder, the professor told me about her plan. She was going to replace me as headmaster and replace the staff with her arcane constructs. Now, you might say that this would have given me the perfect motive to murder the professor. However, the supposed murder weapon was stolen from Miss Frege. This happened weeks before the murder and my discovery of the professor's treachery. Nope, we lined up the dates on this a long time ago. Man, the first cross-examination of this case, of this stream, kicked my ass, and every other one so far has been easy peasy lemon squeezy. God, I'm looking forward to that lemon chicken. I have no knowledge of their plan before she told me, and therefore I wouldn't have known to steal Miss Frege's weapon in an attempt to frame her. Lies, lies, all lies. Are you satisfied now, Mr. Cuthbert? Not at all. I am dancing on the other side of the aisle going, "You're full of crap, you're full of crap." There's no way that the headmaster could have come up with this plan. If he really did do this, that means he stole the rapier too, right? Most likely. His alibi makes sense. He couldn't have planned the whole thing unless he knew about Bellwether's plans. I'm literally going to present the exact same piece of evidence. Maybe there was another piece of evidence I could have presented that would have had the exact same effect. That would mean he knew about this weeks ago. But how did he even find out? The best way to tell a convincing lie is to leave a lot of truths and only change one detail. Maybe Bellwether did tell him, but she actually told him weeks ago. The question is, how do we prove that? We call Jan up to the stand. Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination. Nope, I'm already throwing it at his head. Also, examine my badge. It is true that I knew about the Fregus' plot beforehand, but I'd only just learned about it. So you only learned about it recently? Doesn't that seem a bit too convenient for you? It may appear that way, yes. But on the day of the murder, the professor told me about her plan. She was going to replace me as headmaster and replace the staff with her arcane constructs. That must have infuriated you. Your colleague betrayed you and attempted to steal your job. I'm only human. Of course I was taken aback. I've been headmaster of the Imperial Academy for decades. Sad and angry, understandable. To think that the professor and the board would go around my back like that. Now you might say that this would have given me the perfect motive to murder the professor. Yes, I would, and I did, and I will again. With the professor dead, you wouldn't have to worry about losing your job. At least not for a while. I suppose you're correct, but there are others who benefit too. The faculty staff is now aware of the Fregus' plot. With her plot delayed, they won't need to worry about abruptly losing their jobs either. But what happens if we prove that Redmond is the killer? He'll lose his job, and House Frege will just appoint someone else. Well, that's lame. Miriam's gonna be happy. No, we can't think about that now. No, we really can't. If we don't prove Redmond's guilt, the court will convict Wallace. However, the supposed murder weapon was stolen from Miss Frege. This happened weeks before the murder. As the headmaster, you'd probably have the tools available to get into her room. Yes, I will admit that. The Academy has a master key that can be used to enter each of the students' dorms. And yes, as headmaster, I would have access to that key. Then you had the perfect way to get into her room and steal the rapier undetected. I suppose I did. Well, at least he's mostly honest. However, there's one flaw with your logic, and this is the point where you're not being honest. I had no knowledge of their plan before she told me, and therefore I wouldn't have known to steal Miss Frege's weapon in an attempt to frame her. I'll press this anyway. It was my understanding that the Fregus wanted to keep this a secret until the very end. Why would Bellwether of all people tell you about her betrayal? I imagine she wanted to taunt me with that information. We've long had our disagreements, and looking back, she may have resented me for that. And at that point, there wasn't anything I could do to stop her. Really? Besides murder her. Wait, no. Whoops, I missed that. I thought you and the professor would have been on good terms. I thought so too. But I suppose it was all a facade. She was just biding her time until she could take my position as headmaster. He had to have known about Bellwether's betrayal weeks ago. Right, the question is, how do we prove it? The same way I proved literally the same piece of evidence, right? Where is it? Where was it? Literally. Yeah, this is supposed to be kept a secret, but according to Jan, Bellwether revealed this plan to the headmaster during a meeting a few weeks ago. Literally the same evidence.
Objection!
Wait, what? Kiss my ass! No, it's actually contradictory. No. Wait. I had no knowledge of their plan before she told me. Oh, you're being a picky little grammar Nazi douchebag. I see. I had no knowledge of their plan before she told me, which technically that evidence does not refute. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, this is dumb. Technically speaking, this evidence doesn't refute what he's saying, because it's like, the supposed murder weapon was stolen from Miss Frege? Yes. This happened weeks before the murder. Correct. When you get it wrong, your character smiles weird. It's just funny to look at. Yeah, I mean, all the characters do that in Ace Attorney games. Apollo does the same thing. Phoenix does the same thing. I had no knowledge of their plan before she told me. Not technically incorrect. Because that's true, but we need to prove that it was weeks before, but this line and this line are on different lines, so... I'm gonna try repressing. I'd only... No, wait! Oh, this is the one I press on. It is true that I knew about it before. I had only just... Okay, this is what I stick you with.
Objection!
Wait, what? Come on! Did I pick the wrong thing? According to Yawn, Bellwether revealed this plan to the headmaster during a meeting a few weeks ago.
Objection!
That's literally the backwards. Yeah, there's the weird smile, but yeah, that's literally an Apollo Justice smile. Phoenix does the same thing, but his elbow is higher. I had only just learned about it. You are lying, and I have evidence. I'm gonna have to look for another way to do this. Inactive arcane construct in the Academy locker room. I'm still curious. I want to see the logs on that. Stain of blood, blah, blah, blah. What about this? How is this going to be relevant? On the day of the murder, the professor told me about... Do I use it here? I'm literally using the same piece of evidence on every line.
Objection!
Oh, now you let me do it. This game... It's just because it's a headmaster. He's grading me on my grammar. It's like, no, that's not quite right. You can't use it on statement 5. No, you can't use it on statement 1 either, even though it actually contradicts. Okay, I'll let you have it on statement 2. All right. Redmond, you keep saying you didn't know about Bellwether's plot before yesterday. Do you still plan on standing behind that claim? Well, of course I am, because it's the truth. I'm sorry, Redmond, but you should really close your doors during your meetings. There we go! There's our frightened sprite. I wonder what he was going to look like when he started losing it. Did someone see? They sure did. It is true that Bellwether revealed her plan to you during one of your meetings. In fact, Jan Hughes happened to overhear that same meeting. Yeah, weeks ago. But he only overheard the part where the staff would be replaced. Oh, there we go. Yep, the mask is starting to come off. Professor Means is starting to make an appearance. And that's the strangest part, Redmond. According to Mr. Hughes, this meeting occurred weeks ago. You can't accuse the headmaster of perjury based on a rumor. Everything you've just said is based on second-hand information. What do you call a witness testimony? Mr. Hughes distinctly overheard that the staff would be replaced with arcane constructs. That is too specific and too accurate to assume that he misheard a different conversation. The professor probably only revealed her plan for the arcane constructs. That still doesn't prove that he knew about her treachery beforehand. Yeah, we need to put that together. Professor Bellwether had no authority over the cleaning staff's employment. It wouldn't make sense for her to just reveal her plan for the arcane constructs. That would only make sense if he knew that Bellwether would be taking his job. Makes sense. So tell me one thing, Redmond. Why did you find the need to lie about this? Because it implicates me, you idiot. Is it because you saw a need to protect yourself from my accusations? Got his composure back, slightly. Redmond, I asked you a question. Did you murder Catherine Bellwether? Oh, boy. Someone needs to check the lights. I think the power battery on some of that artificery is starting to go out. You're not going to give me a jump scare to rival Eris, are you? What a fine mess this is. I'm not done. Not yet. Headmaster? What happened to the lights? So, you truly plan on pushing this, are you? Well, your thesis sounded promising, Mr. Cuthbert. Yeah, he's literally going Professor Means on me. Nice thesis. But I believe your arguments could use a little work. Oh, it's time for an actual argument. Well, time for the life bars. We're playing Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising again. Oh, that shadow is... Yeah, nobody... I ain't seen a shadow like that on an Ace Attorney character. Maybe on a character that, Ice hasn't put away yet, so I won't say anything. You think I killed Catherine Bellwether? Me? I am an elderly man in his late 80s. Oh, this is also true. You're off to bed? All right, well, take care, Jay. Good night, and I'll see you at the next collab. Never mind, we just did a collab. It hurt. I am an elderly man in his late 80s. I was alone and had nothing to overpower Bellwether. Yeah, you did. You had Miriam's sword. I could barely walk, much less wield a rapier. It's a sword. You poke her. I was alone and had nothing to overpower Bellwether with. I mean... would this not be it? Jay hit and ran, lol. He sure did. Let's see. I mean, this seems obvious, right? But he mentioned the rapier. I can barely walk, much less wield a rapier. But couldn't you have got the arcane construct to do it? Let's try this and see how much life I... Well, hang on. I gotta... No, I can't be a bitch. I can't be a bitch. They hit my save button. No, they didn't. They did hide my save button. Damn it. Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to sack up and do this. Let's say it's an arcane construct that did it. Because otherwise, I'm just gonna present the rapier. I was right. But you and Bellwether weren't the only ones in that room, were you? You needed the arcane construct to carry Bellwether's body. Oh, that's right. So where did it come from? That means that the construct would have already been in your office. And with your privileges, you could have easily programmed the construct to stab Bellwether for you. Don't! Even so, think about what would have transpired afterward. Recall Miss Steelwind's timeline of Bellwether's witnesses. With your theory, the construct would have spent more than an hour in the library. Having it there would have risked my so-called ruse from being discovered. Yeah, exactly. Luckily, Lady Frega can't tell night from day, exactly. I wouldn't have the construct linger around the library. Well, precisely. Use this against claims that contradict a piece of evidence. Use this against claims that contradict thoughts seen through the eye. Use this against claims that contradict the displayed emotion. I guess we go with this? Yep. The timing deduced from Miss Frega's testimony is predicated on one thing. She saw Miss Bellwether exit your office after your meeting. However, if we assume that you're lying about when this meeting ended, your entire argument falls apart. Miss Frega would have encountered Bellwether after her death at 2:01 p.m. Oh, that's right! That is a ways past. Hang on a second. No, that's not it. Yeah, that does make sense. That does line up. So, Frega saw Bellwether walking in the hallways an hour later. So this 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. just didn't happen. Miss Frega wouldn't have made a mistake like that. She absolutely would and can and does and will again. Miss Frega thought it was morning when she saw Bellwether. Exactly. She thought it was morning 3 days prior. She can't reliably tell the time. Then what about where the rapier was placed? If I really was the murderer, then that would mean I planted the weapon in young Wallace's locker. Several of the students had lockers there that I had access to. Exactly, he would have placed it in Frega's locker. Wallace is one of my prized students. If I had to frame anyone, he would be the last person I chose. But... okay, where's that information? Actually belongs to Wallace. Someone must have switched the ID numbers, so is this what we use? Yep, you're right, Mr. Redmond. You wouldn't try to frame Wallace, but you would try to frame Miriam Frege. It would have been the perfect act of revenge, wouldn't it? You murder your treacherous co-worker and frame the daughter of the family that helped her. But something went wrong, didn't it, Redmond? The labels on Wallace's locker and Miriam's locker were switched. Anyone who saw that would have easily mixed them up. Wouldn't the numbers be in order? I feel like that would be easy to spot. Unless they had the Arcane construct do it, I guess, which is probably what actually happened. I am the headmaster of the Imperial Academy. I have records of all the students' lockers and where they're located. Yeah, but what if the Arcane construct would have made a mistake? If I truly planned this, I would have known where Wallace's locker was. A simple change in labels wouldn't have led me to make a careless mistake like that. But there. So now we're finally going to bring this up. This is the Arcane construct that was responsible for everything, and we pretty much know the path it took. I'm still wondering what the evidence that makes it just kind of stop and shut down. I wonder where that's going to come in relevant yet. That information hasn't been a part of the puzzle yet. But it wasn't you, was it? Your Arcane construct was the one who placed the rapier in the locker. I bet you commanded it to place this rapier in the locker of Miss Miriam Frege. We really need to check the log on that thing. But it saw the ID number on Wallace's locker and assumed that it was Miriam's. Boy, it's really lucky that those two locker numbers just happened to be the ones that got switched. Redmond begins desperately stammering, looking for something to say. Nope, I'm ready with my Skybound critical art. You're done. Miss Steelwind, say something. Okay, you're fucked. What? I'm going for a drink, that's what I'm saying. Also that. Mr. Cuthbert, your theory may be plausible, but there's no evidence to support it. Check the log! Oh, there we go! New sprites! New sprites! There we go. Mr. Smug. Mr. Smug is back in action. That's right, you don't have any proof, do you? You're still literally the only one who could have done it. You don't have any proof that Wallace did it either. Saying that I could have committed the murder isn't the same as proving I did it. This command log must be cleared regularly. If this Arcane construct is sitting in the locker room, then it's probably because it tried to do something, but it couldn't, either because of the switched locker labels or something else, and it just stopped there instead of returning to the headmaster so he could clear the logs, which is probably why Steelwind is making sure nobody can go into the locker room. So this Arcane construct probably has the logs we need. I'm going to say it's this. What? Yes, there's evidence that would track the orders given to him, and I just presented it, you douchebag. Okay, how about this one? What? Come on. Game, you know. Your Arcane construct is still in the locker room where it placed the rapier. All we have to do is take a look inside it and we'll see the blood inside, that too. Is that so, Mr. Cuthbert? What? Why does he still look so confident? What about the logs, though? No! Mr. Cuthbert, what did you do, Arya? What did you do? What did you do? What did you do? What did you do? I already checked the inside of that construct during my investigation. The interior was completely clean. What about the logs? That's gonna need an explanation still, but what about the logs? Nani? The construct's primary function is to assist and clean, dear Tyrion. They have a function that allows them to clean themselves inside and out. Well, okay, fine. Well, we can still look at its command history, right? Exactly. Think about it, Mr. Cuthbert. Do you honestly think that the murderer would leave behind evidence like that? Well, if the construct stopped, maybe. I'm sure that whoever orchestrated this plot, they ordered the construct to wipe its logs when it was finished. Do they have a record of the log wipe? Well, then what's the point of the logs? That's right, Mr. Cuthbert. Your case against me is theoretical at best. You're still literally the only one who could have done it. But I suppose I can still give you marks for trying. Put your hand down. Dang it, he thought of everything. Was he seriously able to get rid of all the evidence? What about the smell? What about the smell? Are we going to be able to track the smell from the classroom on the Arcane construct? That smell needs to still play in somehow. The smell from the classroom. We're running out of options, but I still have one tool left. Do I? Detect magic? Ha! It's unbecoming to glare like that, young Tyrion! He's doing it again. Oh! I have to use my magic eyeballs. Think about what's at stake for Wallace, just like you did with Celeste. His life and his future are in our hands.
Naught can remain concealed.
Empowered Eye! I activate the Empowered Eye again. I only have so much mana for this. I better drink a blue potion. Redmond did a good job of covering his tracks, but there has to be something that he forgot to get rid of. Project? Oh! Insight. Project. What are we projecting? I did everything I could to cast out on Frigga's brat. I can't believe Valeria placed a trace of necromancy on the body. To make matters worse, the construct placed the evidence in the wrong locker. Yeah, that was a huge coincidence that got Wallace nailed for this. So he did send the construct to the locker room to plant the evidence. He must have also fabricated the documents that accused Frigga of cheating. Oh, that's interesting. It was all to make her look like the murderer. Well, this doesn't give you anything. This doesn't give us anything new to work with. What if we presented those documents? I did everything. Oh, literally. Okay. What else we got? Steelwind's deduction, no. Limited lot. Let's try this. The construct's orders were clear, so what did it screw up? Plant the body in Lecture Hall 2B, and then plant the evidence in Frigga's locker. It was supposed to head to the storage room after that. So what stopped it? What stopped it? I want to know what stopped it. What happened? Interesting. The construct wasn't supposed to be in the locker room. Yeah. I'm very curious about that too. What about this? I'm going to throw this out because I'm still not sure what it's relevant to, but it's been here the whole time, so I wonder, did I leave any other pieces of evidence behind? I was far too reckless, but I needed some way to keep that lecture hall empty. Oh, so he did plan this way in advance. So that's why he did it. Oh, right. He must have botched the alchemy experiment on purpose to keep the lecture hall cleared. That doesn't really tell us anything we can use right. Okay, all right. Well, at least we know why he did it. That's been a mystery for a while. What was the command? What command did it mess up? We presented this. We presented this. It's not that. It's not this. Maybe the armor stopped when the broken vase... No, it kept going when it hit the broken vase. We know the purpose of the broken vase now. The broken vase triggered the be quiet from the construct because he thought it was being spoken to. So that's been accounted for. That's been explained. Maybe this is part of the reason why it got interrupted? I'm going to throw this out there. Nope, literally the same thing. This is curious, but it doesn't look like it's relevant. Necromancy and illusion magic. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm gonna throw this out there. Same thing. What about the map? No. So why wouldn't it have been able to go into the... I want to look at the map. So it meant to go to the storage closet later. Try spells. I'll check them. It might not be this. No, I don't think that's it. Because that's really the only one that's relevant. No, I don't think spells are where we want to be looking. Oh! That might be it. That might be it. He accidentally activated the lockdown system before it could move. I had to do everything I could to shift guilt away from myself. But did I leave any holes in my alibi? No, I accounted for everything. There's no way I left any evidence behind. Okay, that's not that, but this would explain why the construct wouldn't be able to go anywhere. Literally the same thing. Okay, I expected that. Tense relationship. What about this? My illusion should have been flawless. Okay, where's this going? I can't believe this boy was able to deduce what happened. Well, that's it. Compendium? Why am I thinking of this now? Yeah. Projecting something relevant to the construct's actions. I'm not sure what else. What about this? No. Okay, I did this. Didn't I do this? I did do this. What about this? No. Maybe it is a spell. I'm going to try this and see what it gets me. Nope. That's the only spell that's relevant, though. What about these guys? Did one of these guys do something? Did Eris do something? I'm going to try. I'm going to see what this does. Ah, my head. Why can't I make him think about Eris? Oh, that's interesting. That may be interesting information for an entirely different reason. Why can't we make him think about Eris? Well, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, does it? You say that. Let's see. Who could have done something that would interfere? It wasn't us, was it? Because we ordered an arcane construct to do something, but that was something else. It's not like we interrupted someone or something. I'm a little bit fuzzy on this. That or he just doesn't know her. He's interacted with her. We've had conversations with both him and her in the same room. He definitely knows her. Of course, she could have been making parts of that conversation illusory, but we're not going to go down that road just yet. They were definitely talking. She's been in his office and we've talked together as a group. Yeah, so it stopped doing things because it ran into a problem. It's not the rapier. It's not the evidence in the locker. I feel like I've presented most things. That is ominous then. It is ominous. It's very ominous. But everything about Eris is ominous, so that's not a new thing. What about... Who did so? I'm trying to think of someone that did something unnecessary, but a lot of my evidence from the first stream has been tanked. It's not Miriam. Her whereabouts have been accounted for. I don't think these guys really did anything. I don't think Jan... We presented this already. Is it a spell? Shouldn't be... Miriam is just pretentious, not criminal. Yeah, I agree. We were suspicious of her for a bit, but we pretty much landed on pretentious, not criminal. Well, we know she's not criminal in this case, because the dude boy here is literally admitting to it in his brain. Will this have something to do with the lockers? Probably not. Maybe? Did I do this? No, I did this already. We did the map, we did the testimony, we did the lockdown. I presented everything except the thing that I'm supposed to be presenting. But I'm not sure what this is. What is the logic limitation? The arcane construct was given an order to do something that it couldn't do. What was it? I could just present everything, but I want to try to figure this out. It's not this, it's not this, it's not this. We presented them all. I think I presented that too. What is it? I thought for sure I had hit it with this. The lockdown system. That would have certainly prevented the construct from moving around. That would prevent it from getting to the stored room for sure. These don't really give us information. These are just people, so... Huh... I am fuzzy on this. I don't want to just spam things, but I'm running out of stuff to say. This is a question mark, right? Yeah. That, it's not that, it's not that, it's not this. Oh, wait! He ordered the construct to go to the storage room. Does this mean that the order to wipe the logs wouldn't have happened until after all the stuff? Hang on a second. I zipped right through that. Why was the construct in the locker room, though? Okay, so I didn't actually present the construct itself. I thought I had. It shouldn't have been there if it had followed my orders. No matter. It wiped its logs. They have nothing on me, so he did order it to wipe its logs. In order to cover all of its tracks, it probably would have done this last. He ordered the construct to go to the storage room. It probably got blocked by the force fields? But if he gave an order to wipe its logs after it was done, then it wouldn't have wiped its logs, because that would have been the last command it gave it, which it didn't get to. So the logs are still there. It would have done that after it was finished planting evidence in the locker room, exactly. But we found it in the locker room. Okay, this is where we're going to present the lockdown, right? Right, the body was probably reported earlier than Redmond expected. This means he probably started the lockdown before the construct was finished in the locker room. How did the lockdown affect the construct's actions? Redmond's series of commands was interrupted by the lockdown. Right, the series of commands would have been interrupted. Wait a minute. Constructs execute a series of commands in the order they're given. Well, let's say one of those tasks is impossible to complete. When the construct gets to that task, it will deem the entire series impossible to complete. As a result, it will stop executing the series altogether. So if a task in a series of commands is impossible, then that command will interrupt the entire series. So the command to wipe never got executed. Yeah. But if its orders were interrupted by the lockdown, then... Miss Steelwind, I have nothing more to ask this witness. What? Nani? You're not giving up, are you? Do you even have to ask? Yeah, I thought so. But how are you going to prove he did it if he's not testifying? Don't worry, the next witness's testimony will be all I need. Are we going to actually call the construct up? And the headmaster is going to yell across the room, "Hey, wipe your memory real quick. Delete my browser history." Next witness? That look on your face isn't one of defeat, just one of you planning. Ha! It's nothing but desperate bravado. Now, if you'll excuse me, I will fade from existence. You've let your quarry get away, Mr. Cuthbert. I hope you know what you're doing. Or are we just going to follow him to the locker room because he needs to delete the logs? I wonder if he's had a chance to delete the logs. I do, Miss Steelwind. First, I'd like for the Inquisition to bring in the arcane construct in the Academy's locker room. We've already established that the murderer could have wiped its history. please, just humor me for a second, Miss Steelwind. You'd think that the headmaster would catch on to the fact that that one command didn't get executed if it never got to it. Or maybe it doesn't understand that because these are Bellwether's constructs and he doesn't realize how they work as well as him and Frigga, or her and Frigga do. Very well. Bailiff, please relay Mr. Cuthbert's request to Commander White. Open up a teleportation circle, just bring it here. It's literally going to testify. Well, here's your construct. I hope you know what you're doing, Mr. Cuthbert. Construct! What are your orders? Please recite your command history. Oh god, I didn't clear my browser history, damn it. Reporting. Command 1, stand by in Headmaster's office. Command 2, await vocal signal attack from Theodore Redmond. You hear Redmond stand up from the gallery. Clear my browser history! Clear my browser history! Someone shoot him. Seeing this, the prosecutor watches him and carefully clutches the handle of her cane. Command 3, treat Catherine Bellwether as a hostile entity and neutralize. Theodore Redmond, oh crap. Construct, wipe your... Shut his mouth. Oh, Arya knows a mute spell. Arya was ready. Hold it! Hodl! Before he can finish his sentence, the prosecutor points her cane at the headmaster. I wanted a good look at that cane because she keeps slamming it and I never get to see it. So literally she's muting him. Magical energy shoots from it and collides directly. Oh, never mind. She just cast a magic missile. The magic wreaths around his body and stops him from moving. He's clearly trying to struggle against it, but it looks like he can't even move his mouth. Good. Miss Steelwind. Excuse the interruption. Please continue. Command 4, await vocal signal, leave from Theodore Redmond. I like how this is supposed to be magic, but it's literally being written out in a syntax appropriate for a scripting language. Command 5, move to classroom 2B. Reply to any inquiries with voice line 3. Be quiet. Command 6, remove Catherine Bellwether from interior frame and place on floor. Thank you, Construct. You can stop now. I think we all know the rest. But just to be clear, who gave you this series of commands? Commands were provided by Headmaster Theodore Redmond. Well then. How? I ordered the construct to wipe its command history, so it didn't know that it worked like this. Mr. Redmond, constructs don't follow the same logic humans do. They're prone to error when their commands are impossible to execute. So what was the impossible command? I'm still unclear on this. I guess it was just the force fields, which meant I was right. I was just right earlier than I should have been. Impossible? In what way were my commands impossible? You were the one that made it impossible. You activated the lockdown system. The lockdown... The body was found earlier than you'd like. You had no choice but to immediately activate the lockdown system when it was reported. However, the construct was still in the locker room when you did this. So that's why it was there. The construct finished its tasks in the locker room, but then it tried to follow your next command. It tried to move to the storage room, but it was prevented from doing so. Completion of that command was impossible, so the series of commands was stopped before it wiped its history. You little... Show me the breakdown animation. Theodore Redmond, you ordered your construct to murder Catherine Bellwether. Then you had it place the murder weapon in a locker to frame Miriam Fragel. And we have your construct's testimony to prove it. We've released the Discord chat logs. And that's checkmate. You're not gonna give me a... There we go. Get mad. Get mad, bro. I can't believe it. How could you do something like this, Headmaster? She was going to take everything from me. My position, my academy, my students. Everything would be gone. It was going to be stolen by her and the Fregus. Why didn't you say anything to me? I could have... Don't you dare stand there and act ignorant, Lady Steelwind. Do you think the Fregus acted alone? Your father was a part of this plot too. Well... What? I have nothing to say to you. I thought you were different. I listened to your lies about societal reform. In the end, you were just like the rest of the aristocracy. By the Scaled Lord, what have I done? I was even willing to sacrifice poor Wallace. I can't believe I... Oh, why did I... Oh, I saw that. I saw that, Eris, you little bitch. So that text line did not say, why did I do this? That text line said, why did I listen to? Why did I listen to screen distortion? Why did I do this? So Eris. Eris is the one who orchestrated this. I knew she had her fingers in it. I theorized earlier that she might have been an accomplice or that she did something to facilitate this mess, but yeah, there we go. He doesn't realize she's probably somewhere estranged from her... Well, of course she's somewhat estranged from her family. But the fact of the matter is the Steelwinds were still involved. Regardless, Eris seems to be the one in the background. She's in the gallery too. She's doing her magic. Celeste, I need you to spam detect magic on Eris, please, during the whole trial. It appears we have a full confession. The court sees no reason to prolong this any further. Bailiff, please escort the witness to a holding cell. Surely we're going to get a little bit more with Eris. Surely we're going to get a bit more with Eris. Mr. Cuthbert, you really did it. Hey, you little nerd. It feels amazing, right? Like a big weight being lifted from your shoulders. Trust me, I know. It does, but... God, we haven't actually seen your sprite in a while. I can't believe the headmaster was the one who did this. Right. Despite everything Redmond did, he was the one that allowed Wallace to pursue his dreams. I can't believe Psy'Min was right. Ha ha ha. Take that, game. I'm sorry. I'm sure this is bittersweet for you. What am I going to do now? Headmaster Redmond was the only reason I could even attend the academy. With him gone, yeah, you're getting booted out, buddy. The nobles are coming in and sending you back to the alleys. Come on, don't think like that. No, Psy'Min is right. You got acquitted. I'm sure it'll all work out. How long am I streaming for? Almost 4 hours. Psy'Min has a big brain. No, Psy'Min is a good guesser because he's been playing these games for a while and he knows the meta. I want to agree, but necromancy is basically taboo. Without Redmond's support, there aren't many places he could learn it legitimately. And then there's the Imperial Academy. Hey, don't you get all sad on me too. Sorry, I was just thinking. With Redmond gone, the Fregas will probably just appoint another sycophant as the headmaster. Valentina, Valerie, Jan, they're all going to lose their jobs. Come on, you found the truth and you put a murderer behind bars. You saved Wallace, though we haven't found the truth yet. That involves exposing Eris. There's Ruby. She's right. We haven't seen you all day either. As we start to exit the courtroom, we're greeted by Miss Tamora. Was she in the gallery this entire time? Probably. At the end of the day, you saved Wallace from a wrongful conviction. You should be proud of yourself for that. I suppose you're right. Maybe I am just overthinking things. But the doubt still lingers in our mind. Now come on! I'm taking Wallace to that restaurant we went to last time. We're getting burgers! You remember how much that place cost? I don't care! Burgers! Don't worry, I have plenty of gold. Oh, that's right, you're rich. Am I the only one of this team not making any gold? Yeah, pretty much, actually. Why don't you meet us there, Celeste? I need to talk with Tyrion for a moment. Alright, let's go, Wallace! Okay. Totally not a date. You activated the Empowered Eye again, didn't you? She doesn't appear to be praising me. I did. I didn't really have a choice. The Eye of Horus is a powerful tool, Tyrion. Should we be talking about this openly? I guarantee Eris is in the hallway. She's hiding in the vents, like Spider-Man. But that's twice now that you've used the Empowered Eye to get out of a tough spot. It's a gameplay mechanic, you can't blame me. You can't keep relying on it if you want to grow as an attorney. But mind reading makes being a defense attorney easy. One day you'll find a witness that the Empowered Eye won't work on. Oh, that'll be curious. And it'll also be Iris. As long as it's not Trebien. Oh, watch it be Trebien. Whoa, yes! Don't drink the coffee. It's worked for me this far, though. Stop it. Stop using your magic eyeballs. Okay, fine. I'll try to rely on it less next time. Maybe they'll go get some Eldoon salty noodles. And that marks the end of another case in my career as a defense attorney. Another life saved and another murderer brought to justice. No. What's the epilogue? Where's Eris? But I still couldn't shake this feeling of uneasiness. Why does my screen keep getting distorted? Was it guilt for what would happen to the faculty staff? Or was it something else? Eris? Episode end? Just like that? Really? Wait, I can't remember if there's an epilogue after this. Yep, there is. Man, Steelwind has been talking with the perp for hours. She's grilling the headmaster. Very expensive and terrible food with a ridiculous atmosphere. Well, that's why Maya likes her burgers. Talking with the perp for hours, probably trying to get stuff out of him, but Eris. Steelwind keeps asking questions and the screen keeps getting distorted and she's just like, damn it! What's there to even ask at this point? Turns out she doesn't trust his testimony. Something about his memories not matching up with the crime scene. Aha! Yeah, Eris's machinations. You don't think he has mage blight, does he? No, it's not that. She found... Wait. What? She found that damned symbol etched into his desk. Wasn't someone supposed to give Eris a spell compendium and then they lost it and then they had to do it again? They probably lost that one too, didn't they? What's this about etching symbols into desks? What's the symbol? Or what did she call it? The purple mark? Stop tying things to me! I'm not mind controlling people, and purple is a perfectly innocent color. I'm totally stealing that, by the way. Oh, for the love of... Not this again. No, I want to hear more. Tell me all the details. Look, if the little lady wants to chase the boogeyman, just let her. At least this time, she's doing it personally instead of dragging us into it. I'm being very careful because I'm expecting a screen distortion. Or dummy text at any second. Oh, Eris! Well... Eris literally just cast sleep. Okay, you know what? I like casting sleep too. Maybe she's not that bad. Hey! What's up with... Eris, you little sneak. Who did this to your desk? You guys are about to fall asleep too. I'm surprised they didn't put question marks over who cast it. I mean, we still could have guessed, but still. What has gotten into you? I've already admitted to everything. What more could you possibly want from me? Where did this graffiti come from? What is the symbol? What is the purple mark? You just don't... A student must have done it at some point. Think very hard, Headmaster. When did you receive this purple symbol? How did nobody notice this before? Focus on the moment you received this. Wait a minute! I remember it now! But how? Here comes the distortion. No, never mind. Here comes the falling asleep. Lady Steelwind! Arya, what happened? Are you okay? Eris. Well, that was close. My elation over meeting him almost made me forget. Eris, what are you doing here? Why? Wait, I remember now. It was you! You put those ideas in my mind. You're the one who told me to murder Bellwether. Oh, you humans never fail to amuse me. Okay, you know what? She's starting to grow on me. She likes purple, she mind controls people. You know what? I say don't judge her. I didn't make you do anything. Everything you did that day, all the planning, all the preparation, that came from your own mind. And I have to say, I was quite entertained with the scheme you came up with. Oh, there's the other jump scare face. Why, you even broke into Miriam's room. God, her hair is getting crazier. Settle down. God, even what's-her-face from Spirit of Justice didn't get that crazy with her hair. I didn't know you had it in you, old man. You made me forget about our conversation. But how? Illusions can't affect the mind. Magic can't affect the mind. Ah, that's where we get into the supernatural stuff. That's a shame, though. I would have much rather turned Wallace into the antagonist of this chapter. I love it when characters break the fourth wall. I really would have rather Wallace been the antagonist. Could you imagine if he turned? It would have been spectacular. Armies of the undead running rampant in the streets. But alas, even I couldn't corrupt his pure soul. Answer me, who are you? What are you? Who am I? I'm the Lord of the Sixth Circle. Is she, Rathalion or whatever the hell his name is? No jump scare? No jump scare. Okay, well, I knew we were going to get something on Eris. All right. All right, so the overarching story is beginning to come up, which is good, but we finished The Walking Dead. Oh! No, I want to be able to move. How do I move? Oh, I mouse wheel. Very well. Okay, you guys I don't know, but the origins of Horus. So we will be getting into the greater story. Game over? No. Case over? Yes. So we have finished Case 2, The Walking Dead. But we will be learning more about Horus, the Eye of Horus, next time, and I'm guessing Eris is going to be showing her face again. And we're getting a mind control story in the background, which basically makes this my game of the year. So we'll be playing this again next Sunday, probably the first half of Case 3. And I guess we're just going to play it till it's finished because I am enjoying this. This game is kicking ass. So again, if you're enjoying this game, feel free to buy it yourself and, support the developers, all that stuff, because we'll be taking our time finishing it up.